Alright, here we go. I kind of had a plan of attack from just kind of initially surveying this area. The first thing you want to do is take a look at where your nearest mountains are compared to your ship and colonists, because you're going to have to work towards there to get your first mine going. And as I looked at this, I was thinking something like oxygen and production facility and an airlock, and then I could have a mine here and a starport here and clear this resource pile. And I'll probably do my power and water off in this direction and build my base off in this direction. So I'm going to first build an oxygen here, and I'm going to build the biggest one right away. As I said, some of these buildings I go with the largest ones to start, because it really does bottleneck you later. If you've used the smaller ones, it's hard. They have different. Some things are better in smaller sizes, actually. So to get over this way, I'm going to build a water as far this direction as possible, so I can start my power and water chain over here. I need a solar panel because that gates any other building in this direction, so we'll build that next and prioritize it. And I need to recycle my ship right away. Alright. I think I want to go... I'm going to go with the power collector. Now, power collectors, I would always go with the biggest ones. For the cost, they hold the most energy, so I'm going to put that there. And then when this is done, I'll have the ability to build the wind turbine. I'm going to put a largest wind turbine here, and I think I'm going to go with like a line of power cells and a line of wind turbines. Later I'll destroy this solar panel because I'll want to make the biggest ones. Maybe I'll put another water thing there, and I'll have like a field of solar panels over this direction in the long run. Alright, now that that is done, I can do the wind turbine as I said. I'm going to go with the biggest one of those as well. Largest wind turbine, largest solar collector, largest water panel, and the largest oxygen bay. And I'm going to stick with a normal sized canteen and dorm and stuff, but you'll see I have this planned out that it uses all of the resources completely and gets you completely self-sufficient. At this point, I'm going to put the processing plant down, the biggest one again. I'm going to try to get that in, I think about here. Build an airlock out there. The airlock will always auto-align after you place it when you connect it to something. It was pointed the wrong way, but then it lines itself up after that. And I'm hoping I'll be able to get a mine really close here. Oh yeah, it's looking good. There we go. Look at that. Alright, that should work pretty good. They'll build the mine, come right in the door to the processing plant. It'll be a very short, easy path for them. Feeling pretty good about this start. I'm not going to speed it up just yet till I get everything in place the way I want. Next thing I'm going to need is a canteen and a dorm. Canteen I'm going to stick with just a small one, as I said. You don't really need a big one for a little while. I'll be expanding the base outward with those later. Put that there. And I'm also going to make a dorm. I wonder if I can... Yeah, that'd be sweet. Put it right in here. I'm starting to tax this oxygen in the long run. There'll be a lot of people in these areas, but as I expand and get another oxygen down, that will help lessen the load from the canteen anyway, which it should all work out pretty good. We'll see. It's interesting the things you have to think about when you're designing the base here. The next thing I'd build at this point also would be, and I'm going against what I said before, putting a lot of things down at once. You have plenty of resources to do all these things early, so at this phase, you just want to get the stuff going as quickly as possible. I'm going to go with the largest biodome. I guess I'll put it right here. Now that the processing plant is done, once they connect it up, I'm going to get a one metal thing going right away, the metal extractor, metal processor. Because I'm going to want them to definitely start mining and producing metal, because I'm going to be using all of it for this build. Alright, so we got our basic water and power set up. We've got canteen and dorm and the biodome. I'll also have enough for the starport. I'll go ahead and put that down right away. Or landing pad. Line that right up for a straight path in and out of the base. going pretty good. Once the canteen is done, we're going to put in the basic stuff needed only initially. A bubbler and a table and a food processor. Drinking fountain and a food processor. Table. Right now I guess I can speed it up for a minute because I want them to finish this biodome quickly. Well, actually I forgot, I also have to put down the med bay. I can do that really quick. Whoops. Med bay. I'm gonna stick with the smallest med bay to start. It's enough, you won't have too many injured people in the very early phases. And these are your basic important structures for a new base then. Like I said, canteen and dorm for people. This will be producing my food and my metal over here. We'll keep working our power and water off in this direction and the base in this direction. I could also still put more landing over here. Maybe later I will decide to mine in this direction as well. Maybe another processing plant over here and an exit. A couple mines could be useful in the long run. See how it shapes up as we get to that point. Right now the landing pad is about to finish, and when that does, you have the ability to bring up your landing permissions screen where you can choose what kind of colonists you're looking for. And in this earliest phase of the game, the most important thing is workers. Biologists will become important next because I'll need at least 3 or 4 of them to control that entire large biodome. Right now I can only build about 6 to 8 plants. That's all they'll be able to handle. And that's all that my water source will be able to handle as well. So, but that's why we want to get workers first, because we have to get productivity up here first. Alright. Finish up this processing plant. We'll get a bed in there, so if someone gets hurt, we do have a bed. You do start with some medical supplies, but I'll have to be able to start making them for myself fairly soon. You'll see as I get these last structures built that it will have used pretty much all of the metal and plastic right down to the last one. But it gives you all the complete basics you need for a self-sufficient base. I mean, I need a plastics processor in here, but I don't even have wheat and other starch materials growing yet, so it's not a big rush. Is done, I want to start placing my food. So as I said, you can get about 6 to 8. I'm gonna probably, I think, do 7 was what I planned. Different food tables to start, and it's gonna be mostly starch producing ones. I'm gonna go 2 potato and 2 wheat and an onion and a radish and what the heck, a tomato. So these first row columns here are ones that are fast production but require high maintenance, so it keeps your workers more busy. And then these next 2 are mid-level normal. They pretty even on both time required and output. And then these require the least production or least maintenance, but the slowest production. I recommend in the early phase sticking with potatoes, wheat, onions, and radish to keep your biologists not overwhelmed until you start really get going. Then you'll want a wide variety. I can also build medicinal plants, but I'm not ready for those yet. I think I'm only going to have enough plastic. Hello, Phil Pantsu. I've never seen Moonbase Alpha, but I'd like to try it. Oh, yes, thank you, Mordrake. I knew I did forget something. I do need to get a couple of beds in here. I usually build 2 to start and see how that goes from there. One thing I've noticed is that the people will have a tendency to go to bed at times you'd think, geez, you gotta be kidding me. Their bar's 3/4 full still, but they're tired. So having too many beds might be a bad thing in a way. Gotta keep them working longer. I feel like I must have forgot to build something because I still see that I do have metal and plastic left, which is thought that this was built out in a way that I pretty much used all of the stuff. would be the next thing to prioritize on at this point. I can't really put more foodstuffs in here until I have more water and more biologists. So that's going to be about all that I can handle at this phase. Oh, I'm really confused. I have quite a lot of resources left still. When I did a dry run on this earlier, I ended up using everything right down to the last one, plastic and metal. Maybe you start with different amounts of resources or something like that. It doesn't look like there's a ton of metal left in here. Actually, there's quite a bit. Hello, Tolaris Sterling. I'm just about to put down a plastics processor right now. The food only just got it going, so it wasn't too critical yet. A trading ship first, huh? He has medicinal plants and medical supplies and coins. I could sell some stuff, but it'll make, at this stage of the game, I don't really need those things, and it would keep my guys from doing what I want them to do. They would be off wandering, dropping things off, and so forth. Well, I still have quite enough stuff to be able to build some more stuff after all, so I guess one of the next things then was the lab. Self-sufficiency reached. I'll build a big lab as well. Connect that in over here. Yep, I have a processing plant here. And my mine, they can come straight in. It's a very short, about the shortest path I could do for them. Oh, I know I'm gonna need more water, as I said. Why don't we see if we can queue up another water pump right away. I may still want to build off of this side. Do it. No, it doesn't really give me enough room. Well, it doesn't really matter where it goes. I'll put them over here somewhere. I'll probably need another wind turbine and power cell fairly soon. I've still got resources left. Would definitely like to put down more plants, but I need them to bring me some more biologists in the long run. Speed things up here again for a second. Go ahead and get the 3 food processors down here, I guess. I'm going to end up connecting these later, and that's going to destroy the spot there. Let's put them over here more. And medical supplies over here. I will connect those up once I'm sure I have enough resources to handle it without any trouble. You can see already some of these are showing that they are in need of maintenance because there's only 2 biologists able to maintain them right now until I get some more. Have I gotten any people yet? Here we go. Let's see what we get out of this one. It should be workers. Okay. I got 4 workers, 2 biologists, and 1 each of engineers and medics. I'd really like to get another biologist really quickly here to get some more pads controls, especially now the water's up. I'm going to switch this to 50-50 for now. The next one. Alright, so this turbine's generating right now 16. It's mostly off the solar panel. Wouldn't hurt to have another turbine and another power cell, like I was saying. I want to keep ahead on the power if I can. Build the biggest ones. Let's I guess I can afford to put a video screen in here now as well for morale. And now that I have more water usage, I will be able to put more plants down, but again, I need the biologist first. I could probably make a factory then to be able to make spares. It looks like, yeah, I think that's used all the metal. There's a couple of plastic left. All that's left here is spares and meals and medical supplies, so I wouldn't even hurt to get a second metal processor going. And I think I'm going to prioritize this structure and hopefully get some people mining and starting producing metal. We're really just waiting to get some more biologists so I can fill this building out. Another trading ship. And these are things I don't need again, so I dismiss them all right away as quickly as I can to keep the pad open in case a colony ship wants to come in. So now I have my buildings here to components to be able to make different meat sources. This one will be on chicken, this one will be on beef, this one will be on pork, and this is the one that'll make my medical supplies. So that's pretty much self-sufficiency, but I'm a little held up right now by the need to be able to put more food down. It'll also be nice to have more workers so I can keep the mining going and stuff too. We still need one more metal to complete that turbine. That's what the holdup is. And someone's bringing it over there now, so that should get built. That's good because we used almost all that power cell in the course of the night. I want to get the bigger solar panels going in the long run, as I said. So let's take a look at what other building options there are here at this point. Oxygen, canteen, dorm, I've already got all those. Biodome, factory, of course, that will be fairly useful soon. I want to be able to make spares. Then you got your multi-dome and bar, storage area, sick bay, and lab. I have pretty much all those that are needed immediately. Like I said, I want to get some big solar panels, have at least 3 or 4 turbines total, and 3 or 4 power collectors. I'll ultimately need probably 3 or 4 water extractors. It wouldn't hurt also to have a water tank. That helps kind of keep a little buffer in case you have a shortfall for a little while. It'll help make up for it. And of course starport, but it's a little early for that. Alright, here comes some more colonists. Let's see what we get here. I got 4311. Okay, very good. Let me slow it down for a second here. Now I've got enough to add a few more. So again, I went with potato and wheat first because those were normal priority. I'll add one more of each here. That one more guy is only going to allow me to add about 4 more plants, so... Onion, radish, tomato... Add another onion and lettuce, I guess. Hello, Cumquelcher and Bieber Chibanez. I remember you. I don't remember. I remember having trouble saying your name always. Alright, still have 1 plastic left, although I haven't brought everything over yet. That might be using everything I have. Alright, now the 2 of these together are producing about 50 total. My base uses, because I'm looking at this number here, it's actually up to almost 60 if you double them. So the turbines do alone provide enough power for the structures I have, even at night, which is good. So I actually could use another battery because I'm producing in excess and I could be storing for those situations when you have less. Let's just plug one in here about here. Could take a little bit for the metal to make on that one. This is what I was talking about when I was doing the tutorial. You know, I'd love to just throw down a bunch of metal processors, but since they're not even both being used, it might not really do me anything. You've got to really kind of monitor where people, who's doing what. I think I'd still like to get more biologists, but I definitely want more workers. I'm gonna go 80-20 for the next one here. Why are these showing very poor? They're run by engineers or biologists. Yeah, I do need more biologists still. Probably can add another bed in here right away too. This will go pretty quickly apparently. Another trading ship. Yeah, again, I don't think I want to distract people right now with that. I'm fairly self-sufficient. I need more people is what I really need. Looks already like I may have overtaxed the biologists again. How do I have? 3, 6, 9, 10, 11, and I have 3 biologists. That should be enough. They can each handle about 4 things, although they're also trying to produce meat here. Those wind turbines are going great right now. I definitely wish I had this power collector done already. Really be stocking up some extra power. Well, I guess I will need a factory for spares, although I'm thinking I might end up building like another airlock later and another mine over this way. I'm not really sure yet. There's not... I talked about doing it over here as well. But I would like the factory to be somewhat close. This is colony ship? Yes. Alright, what do I get? There's some more workers, okay. I want to try to get more biologists now. I would have to get another engineer real soon too. Working with these sliders is a bit of a pain because they don't have the ability to like lock one while you move the others. So you move points from one that takes them out of one you don't want to take them from. Yeah, whatever, that'd be good enough for now. I don't overthink it. So I got 2 water things going, which seems to be enough to handle this. The reason that these are going into the poor condition is actually because there's not enough biologists, I guess. Did I really overdo it that badly? Take a couple of them off to lighten their load a little bit. Let's just go all out biologist here for the next one. Maybe I should prioritize this structure. I don't really understand what the problem is. Alright, here we go. I got 1 more biologist. Great. We'll leave it on that for now then. At least 1. Next building priorities would be things like a factory, like I said. That'll take plastic and stuff right now, which I don't really have to spare, and I don't really need the spares yet. And just general base expansion, you know, another oxygen generator as you get into the 20s, definitely before you get to 30. Probably like to try to get up to about 8 biologists and then just crank a shit ton of workers, maybe get another mine going and just really get the productions of metal and plastic flying as best we can. As you can see, even at 4 speed, things move very slowly. I think they can still salvage these even when they're very poor. They are working on them. Things are starting to pop out here now. Got some starch here and regular vegetables. Alright, another colony ship. 6411, 6611. Okay, 6 isn't a bad number. I'm actually going to stop at 6 just for the moment. I think that'll probably be fine, but I'm going to try to get another engineer here as well. Hello, Ambient Killer. How you doing? So now I have 6 biologists. I can probably fill this building out completely. I didn't build any medicinal plants yet, so we'll get a couple of those down. And put another lettuce. That's right, if you hold shift down, you can place multiples of a structure. There we go. Alright, so I'm producing still more than enough power, filling these up. Like I said, I would like to get larger solar arrays later off in this direction, but I think I'm okay on power for the moment. I feel like I'm missing something. We'll need these again soon, but not right now. Got plenty of biodome space, large processing plant. I need a factory. I've already got a lab and a sick bay and stuff. Another colony ship, nice. And I picked up another engineer, alright. Try to get all workers for a little bit now. I think that will cover my basics. Alright, now everything in here is showing in good repair. Those arrows over it are because it's prioritized. When I take them off, you can see that there's no warning symbols over the heads of anything there. So, finally enough water and biologists to completely get the biodome up and running. Didn't really cause any problems, it was more of a bit of a bottleneck. Yeah, I could build a storage more, Drake, although one problem with the storage in this game is then people just waste time moving things into storage when you want them to be working, and I'm not really sure yet what my overall layout's going to be enough to know where I would centralize a storage. It's certainly one of the next priorities. I think I'll probably build a factory next. So again, I could get metal, plastic, more spares. I'm not going to waste my guys' time with that right now. Start adding a couple other components of things that I know I'll need in the long run. Just get ahead of myself. 2 beds there. Another colony ship. Sweet, they're starting to really come in now. And another bed. Alright, what have I got now? 9 workers, 6 biologists. Okay, now that's looking a little more interesting. I guess I'm going to add to try to get a little more of some of this stuff. Another medic in the long run as well. And I can have one who's making medical supplies while still having one that can tend on people and so forth. I'm probably in good enough shape to be able to start my factory up here pretty soon. Let's do that really quick. Alright, Weebork, take care, man. Thanks for stopping in. We'll see you soon. I want to kit this place out more in the long run, but again, right now, not really. They're not even using it to its full potential. I don't really have the plastic to spare. The colony ships are really coming in quick now. 9732. Okay, that's interesting. I think 3 engineers and 2 medics is enough for at the moment. I don't want to push it too much. Well, before I could put down another biodome, I would definitely need more water. Maybe not. I'm actually only using half of it right now, but certainly by the time I fill another one up, I'd probably need 1 more water extractor. Now that I'm in the 20s, maybe the next thing I think about will be another oxygen generator. Perhaps like over here, so it's all connected, and then we could work out around it in different directions. Let's try that. Oh, we're getting a sandstorm. When sandstorms are going on, if your people go outside, it'll slow them down. It also damages the robots when they're outside. But they're not really deadly, they just slow you down. Now, when the solar flares happen, that's a different story. Alright. Starting a new oxygen generator here, and then probably get another canteen and dorm down over here for more people as well, and another biodome, maybe so it can connect with this lab. Maybe how about like a biodome here? The 2 be connected together to there. Could have the canteen and dorm off in this direction. We'll have our factory over here for producing spares and stuff. I do like the way this base is laying out. I always feel like I'm forgetting something though. Did the time? I think it slowed down because of the storm. I definitely need more biologists still. Well, I got enough 50-50 for workers and biologists. We'll go with that. Look at how slow they're moving here. Keep working. I don't want to hear about no goddamn sandstorm. We got shit to get done here, people. Now, looks like there's some repairs going on over here. So, yeah, thinking ahead. Looks like I got plenty of metal production going. Let's get... Now is a good time to start another... Let's put on 2 of them right away. And another plastics processor. Start filling these buildings out as we can. I guess I can try to get this one queuing up for a full as well. And as I am a creature of symmetry, I'm gonna mirror the other side. A trading ship, yeah. Yeah, some of these things would be interested to get later, like a driller bot. 160 though, I'd be having to fire sale all my shit, and it would keep my people busy forever. But I will eventually want to start taking advantage of the trading ships. All right. And actually, you know, I'm kind of getting what I talked about while I was doing the tutorial. We got resources just sitting. All right, go ahead and finish it up. I'd rather have prioritized this structure, but the stuff was already here for this one. So we'll get the spare workshop started, or 2 or 3. Yeah, really only just waiting on plastic. I wonder if I could even go ahead and throw down 1 more plastics processor at least. You can get 8 total structures in there, but I'm waiting to see what kind of mix works best for me. I've just queued up a lot of stuff that requires plastic. This will be plastics. This needs plastics, and I do want this to get done, but it's not a huge rush. Certainly before I hit 30 people, so I don't have to stifle my growth. This is going to start taking water again, too. I'm going to have to probably get a water plant going certainly before I get the biodome in. 9, 8, 3, 2. I think we'll keep that same ratio for now. Oh, we got someone who's hurt here finally. And here comes a medic bringing a medical supply to patch him up, and that'll get him back on duty. We will need to start producing medical supplies and spares for ourselves soon, so I'm going to prioritize this building as well. I want people to focus on keeping these production lines moving, as well as the food here. I'm not sure if it works if you get too many things prioritized. Looks like they're already doing a good job of keeping on top of this. Let's turn it off priority for a minute and see if they can still keep up with it. We got tons of food stocking up. We're in really good shape there. Now our canteen is all completely filled out as best we can. Go ahead and finish up the beds in here. And as I said, sometimes you can squeeze 1 more extra bed in if you build them as close as possible. No, not always though, and I don't feel like disrupting them all to try to make it work, so that's okay. When you start to get too many people in the range of 1 oxygen processor, it can start to cause you problems. That's why I don't mind using the small dorms and canteens, because you don't necessarily want huge congregations of people in tight areas of the base. You want them spread out. 10 workers, 9 engineers, biologists, 3 engineers, and 2 medics. I'm gonna try to start getting another engineer maybe for building and stuff. Well, I don't know, 3 seems to work pretty good for right now. Alright, is this finally gonna get built? Now that I got 9 biologists, I can probably already handle... Yeah, let's get the another water processor and the large biodome started here next. Get the waters going on this way. And as I said, I could make a water tower, but not just yet. Check our resources. I got 5 metal and a plastic. Gained 1 more of each. Oh, I feel like 10 biologists is probably good enough for a little while. That's good for like 40 food pads, and not even some of them will be working other things. So think I might just go strictly workers for a little bit here so I can get more mining and moving and stuff around. I don't know. I'm not really sure what to do at this point. Just gonna play it by ear. I know I want to build another biodome. I always go with the biggest ones. That's going to take 7 of each. So that's going to take a little while to build. We aren't going to queue anything else up until that gets going. Should have enough water to handle and stuff now. This solar panel only produces 30 energy on its own. And these can do up to 50 right now between them. They're doing about 40 or so. Yeah, power is going to be another concern soon. And rather than keeping on... I think I'm going to start my first large solar panel as well. That's a lot of metal, though, as well. I might want to let them finish this one first, because otherwise they'll split the resources up between them too much. I don't think it's critical to have it just yet. I could see having another canteen over here and a dorm off of this direction, perhaps. I was also thinking could also make a production facility off this way into another mine set that way in the long run if we wanted. Doesn't have to all be necessarily together. It's hard to say what's going to be the most efficient. Might want to start trying to trade for a bot here, although I wish they had the miner bots. They're cheaper. 160 is a lot. I mean, these things I have aren't worth very much, and because of the commission costs, like I have to pay 256 for that. And the things I have are worth, like, you know, those are 25, but 5, 10, 15, 5, you know, not very much. So I really can't do that just yet. Alright, I've got plenty of metal. Plastics is going to be my holdup. With all the food that I have, I probably could have had... let's recycle these two and turn them into starch producing instead. The mid-grade ones are the easiest upkeep and best production trade-off. Gotta get a little more plastic going out of that. The colonist ship, and now we're at what, 16 and 10. Yeah, I don't know what else to really put them in at the moment. I guess I could start trying to get more engineers. Production limits. Good point. Thank you. You can't do that until you've actually got the factory up, and so I hadn't thought about it. We'll make just 5 medical supplies. Maybe 10 spares. I think 5. I don't want them to make too many on the resources. They'll always keep it at that level. I can't even make these yet, so, but in the long run, I'll put it at 5, I guess. Turn these off for now. I need to start making those structures in here. What are the different things we can do in here? We got semiconductors and arms for making guns. There's like a bot factory of some kind that I can make. Robotics facility, which uses some of those resources. May need a storage next, or it may kill me. Alright. Yeah, this is starting to stack up pretty bad here. I killed the speed here for a moment so I could kind of identify where I'm at. I'm bottlenecked on plastic at the moment to get this biodome done. I probably should have done the storage instead of the biodome, now that I think about it. As for where to put the storage, I think a central place for the base in the long run will probably be off in this direction, so maybe we could put one over in this area somewhere. I don't want to have too much traffic through the lab. It reduces the amount of spots you can have to work on, and I would like if it could be connected to the dome and this canteen, but they're awfully far apart. It probably can't. Would it be worth going all the way to the biggest storage right away? Oh, it can connect to both, or I think it'll cost too many resources to make the biggest one. We'll probably go with a mid-sized one. Alright, plastic. What's the hold up? I don't have anywhere near enough starch, I guess, is the problem. We're not even using all these to their full potential anyway. And I really need another dorm soon, too. They're already sleeping up all of the carrier bots. Yeah, that's why I want to build a... This is where it starts getting tricky. I'm really not producing metal and plastic. I have to really focus. Maybe I shouldn't have done this yet. I could cancel. Let's look at the resources back. I'm probably really not ready for this biodome yet. Maybe I should do that. Maybe get the basic storage going. I'm gonna try that. I don't know if this is a good idea or not, but I'm gonna get a mid-level storage in here. I want it to be able to connect up later, so I'm gonna get it right about there. I was a shorter path to connect through here after all, but I don't want too many connections off the lab, like I said. I don't think I have enough. I'd like to get one of these going, but my metal and plastic, I'm barely keeping up on the things I'm trying to build. I'm gonna have a little extra here now because there's more than enough to build the storage. What do you think? Should I focus on getting towards the bots you were talking about, Ambient Killer, or should I try to focus on the dorm or biodome? Oh, until about 100 people. Okay, yeah, I wasn't sure. This will be kind of like a more center point than where this storage is going to be. So if we can get the other biodome here later, that should connect up and work into this direction for us. They're really using this dorm fully. I do feel like I'm going to need another one soon in order to not start to have people who can't sleep. Oh, our medical facility is going to need more beds. Let's go 2 more in right away. What's my power grid look like? My overall consumption is 68. The most these could ever put out by themselves would be about 100 at full speed, which they are doing, so that's nice, but I'm starting to tax my power level where I probably will want to get either another turbine or another large solar panel. Those only really produce during the day, though. So kind of need another battery as well, perhaps, or allow it to... I'm not sure how much I'm using of those just yet. Oh, I wanted to connect these together before, but now by doing that I'm not able to. Well, I could connect this one to it then, ultimately. Oh no, I can't. Sure looked like it was going to work before. Two people working in the mine. Looks like these buildings, all these components are being well used. Even guys going off to make spares now. Now they're gonna start hauling stuff to the storage. How much metal do I have? 9. I'm going to make a large solar panel because I don't know. I want to. Hit the Alt key. Oh! Yeah, thank you. I remember seeing that in, at some point and then I forgot about it. That is useful. Now they're going to be taking most of that metal away. That's good though, because to rebuild that structure I need them to move that shit out of the way, unfortunately. Because I had to cancel it. I think we will still want to get the biodome, another biodome, ultimately, and I'm probably going to need another dorm, as I've been saying. Right now, no one else is trying to sleep, though. Maybe it's not too critical. I have a feeling 6 engineers is enough for the moment. I'll see what your day you're on when you mouse over the day-night icon. Yeah, I remember I've seen that. Day 10. I'm gonna have such a huge power production going here that I think it wouldn't hurt to get one more of these going right away. As I get these other new structures up and running, I'm gonna be using a lot more power. Just planning ahead for it. They're using the canteen fully, getting close. We're gonna need another, like I've been saying, biodome, canteen, and dorm, I guess, or also perhaps the robotics building. But I think in order to worry about getting more people as we go, we need a second biodome fairly soon. It's absolutely important. Still have lots of metal on hand, so I'm going to queue the biodome back up again because I think I can finally let it get finished here. Well, I guess that'll work because I can ultimately connect it to all, so that yeah, I guess that'll do. Storage is filling up. You can see we got lots of vegetables and meat products, so we're doing quite fine there. We can handle for a lot more people. Except for later, we will need another dorm, as I've been saying. They do fill it up pretty quickly. 19, 10, 6, 2. Not sure if I need more than 2 medics still right now, or 6 engineers. Go like that for the moment, because when I get the second biodome up, I'm gonna want to make sure I've got enough coverage. I still have the ability to build off in this direction. I forgot about. Still good room over here. Wouldn't want to put the other dorm right over here. It'd be too taxing to have too many people at one time in this area. I'll probably want to have the dorm be off this way somewhere, off of this structure. It's taking them a long time to get over here as well. This is where it might not hurt to have another airlock on this side. I said before about the possibility of, like, say, another production facility and a mine over here somewhere. Oh, now I got 12 biologists. Now I gotta think that that's gotta be enough for a little while. Workers are the ones that'll be doing the mining and running. These machines are not working. I obviously need more workers. I still got one other building in here. Which one would be the best for that, I guess? Not even fully in use right now anyway, but I'm gonna go metal. 5 metal and 3 plastic. That has completely filled up that production facility now. If I had done a smaller one to start with, I could only have 2 in there of each. And because it only holds 4, and it's so bottlenecks you. Solar panels aren't working in this storm, I don't think, but we should probably still be generating enough electricity to be charging these up. Yes, sir. It always slows the time down during certain events. I don't think I need another mine just yet, because it's not like the thing's completely overcrowded all the time. It'd probably be most efficient to just have another mine over here, ultimately. Where's all the metal? Guess we used it up on the solar collectors. Look at that. We got a lot. We got plenty of power. These things are cranking full speed. These 2 alone are still producing enough. I only need 74, and between them they do 100. Not to mention the solar panels, so just plenty of power on hand. I need to up my metal production. I got plenty of plastic even. But I think I need more workers to do that, or maybe I do need to go ahead and get another mine going. Depending on where I put it, it's kind of not a terribly long walk. I was thinking about doing another one with an airlock, but oops. You can get another one right next to it for the most part. It's only a little further along. But this building I want to finish. Still need 5 more metal. Looks like we've got some being produced. Now here at night, well, now they're starting to spin, but where they aren't working, starting to really chew into the power reserve. So it might have been a good idea I made the 3rd one. It's still pretty late at night, and it's cutting through that fast. I could consider buying some metal right now, but it's probably not worth it. I got so much extra stuff. If there was anything I could trade for that would be worthwhile at this point. I've got plenty of spares. This would be cool to have in the long run, but it'd be so expensive. I could get rid of some of my surplus food and stuff like that in exchange for some metal, I guess. I'm gonna try just a few here. That's 65. A second, these are worth about the same. You see how many I have to do. Can't truly decide if that's worth it or not. It's gonna keep him busy for a little while. I mean, I'd like to have the extra metal though. How much do I gotta do here? Jesus, it wasn't worth the extra one, maybe. Alright, screw it. I'll try to get a little extra metal to try to get some of this stuff done. Storage is filling up. Didn't want to have to. I'm already starting to run into the airlock congestion as well. Could have one over here somewhere, I guess. Maybe I'll wait and put when I put the second one wherever I put a starport, have them be on other sides of the base from each other. Once I know this thing has got enough resources on it, I'm going to queue the mine up. It would really be nice to have an airlock on this side of the base somewhere. I'd like to plan that in such a way as to think about, you know, how I would take advantage of it. Like, would I work towards this mountain so the airlock so they could go to mines over here? Will I not really need more mines than what I'm going to have over here ultimately? Alright, one more metal and it's on the way, so I can queue the mine up. I'm doing really good on food and stuff, big time. Whoops. I can cover up to 60 people on my current oxygen level. Each of these will handle 30. I still have plenty of room for people growth as well. And here comes some more right now. Alright, let's go ahead and queue up some more stuff here. Again, the potatoes and wheat are the most efficient, easy. Do at least 4 of each of those, and then maybe, let's go with a pea. Go get a couple of these other ones in here. And then these will be regular food ones. Basic ones. Let's see how that works in the long run. I'm going to connect these up. Like to connect that too ultimately, but let's get this one first, because if you close it off then you can't get people in there. You typically never want to have the same amount of people your generators can support, so it's actually kind of moves the base slowly. Yeah, I know what you mean. I probably will build the next oxygen when I'm in the 50s. I won't wait till I'm right up to 60. I'll try to always keep ahead of it a bit. Another trader. That didn't go too bad last time. I still have excess stuff I could trade for a little more metal. Well, just like 2 of them here, and we'll get lots of vegetables. Let's see how that works. Just get a couple extra metal going here. I could probably disassemble this thing anytime soon to get its resources back, because I'm producing well enough excess oxygen, or electricity. I did say originally I was going to delete that and just go with all large ones, but it's not really hurting anything to keep it either, so. Alright, we got the next mine going. I'm betting, I keep thinking I'm gonna need that dorm, but there's only, only once in a while that it's filled up. Maybe I don't really have to worry about it until this is the thing with this game. You don't want to ever say I can worry about it when it becomes a problem, because once things become a problem, they escalate rapidly. See, already I've got some kind of problem here because of the biodome. Yeah, I don't have near enough water. I still need more water even after building that next one. Maybe I should also build a water tank even. Medical facility is sure seeing a lot of use. Which reminds me I should think about, I probably will need more medics here. Only have 2 at the moment, certainly want to get that up to like 4 or so, see how that goes. Guy doesn't look happy, unfortunately. Probably have need for another canteen ultimately. Still doing pretty good there, but I was thinking about make one over this way later. Canteen and dorm, maybe a multi-dome. My power usages here now. It's just become night and both of these have gone dead, so if this stays this way all night, I've got the entire night to go on just my power reserves. We'll see how that works out. I do wish I would have had the options to connect things better. I can connect these now at least. Too many high maintenance plants for a number of biologists. Yeah, you probably got a point. I wanted to have a couple just for the variety, but maybe I didn't need to do 4 of them total. Maybe just 2, 1 of each, a pea and the other. Switch those to, again, potatoes and wheat. That's about it for my high maintenance plants. I mean, I think the lettuce and tomato over here are also high maintenance, but I wanted to have a little bit of variety. What have I got here? Just onion and radish and onion and stuff over here. Alright, that new connection has been made. Fortunately, the power is starting to, I didn't have to worry about it. The generators did get going pretty good here. How's my water usage now? I've still got some excess, so it'll be filling up this tank. That is good. What do we got from the trader here? Constructor bot. Has he got a carrier bot though? Now here we're talking. I'm gonna get this carrier bot. I'm not sure I can afford anything else. It's already gonna be pretty expensive. Let's see what we've got in excess here. Medical plants are worth a fair amount, and I'm not really using them too much. Do a few of those. It's like 60. I feel like I got some plastic to spare as well. It is worth 10. We'll do a few of those. And vegetables the rest of the way. Let's do that. The carrier bot, that'll give me... I must have lost one, apparently.